We are ready for session 4, the final wrap-up of our Cincy Family Reunion recaps. Tonight I have two social media queens. I have Edie Ann and Jill McCarthy, and they are going to talk to us about Pinterest, Facebook, live streaming, and Instagram. So here we go, and I'm so grateful that you guys have tuned in for these. I hope they're helping you guys as much as they are me. Edie Ann, take it away.
Whoop, whoop. 2 nights in a row, I feel awesome about this. Okay, so let's start with Facebook itself, because then we can kind of go into live streaming. Although live streaming is on other platforms, Facebook's a good place to start. So I think the approach that I want to take is not necessarily how to technically use Facebook, but how to use Facebook for your business. Hopefully that makes sense. We in this generation have such an amazing platform to be able to reach millions of people. And it makes me sad to see people that aren't utilizing it or aren't utilizing it to its best ability. I mean, there's so much available for you that, yeah, I know there might be a learning curve, but learn it, because honestly, there's just so much that you're going to gain in your business and add on to your business that you're already doing. Now, don't get me wrong. I still believe in the home party plan. I still believe that home parties are a great way to begin your business, get some great parties and other parties and recruiting. But on the other hand, I grew my business 90% online. So it's possible, right? There's a way to market. There's a way to advertise. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. The most important thing that I want you to remember is, if you're not comfortable with Facebook, but you're really comfortable with Instagram, choose a platform. And we're going to be talking about most of them tonight anyway. So tonight's a great one for you to be able to decide, you know what, Facebook's really not for me. I'm not quite sure how to do the big, the fan pages and how to post, but Instagram, I love it. Or Pinterest, I love it. So embellish the one that you love and take time on the side to learn the other ones, because you are missing a lot if you're not on them. Okay, so that's kind of the preface that I wanted to make. I think the approach that I want to take tonight is how to use Facebook as a form of business, growing business, things that you can do, how you should be posting, when you should be posting, that kind of thing. There's kind of a business. Yeah, it's kind of like a blanket thing that everybody says, this is what the standard says, this is what's a good way to do it. Honestly, there can be tweaks on both ends. And if your audience is up to you posting all the time about Scentsy, then that's okay. Most audiences probably aren't. And so a lot of times on our our profile page, and let me explain the difference between a profile page and a fan page. A profile page is where you get friended. A fan page is where you have to like it. Okay, so when you click on like, it allows you to see the posts that are on that page. Fan pages are primarily used for business. Facebook wants us to use fan pages, okay? You've heard about the whole Facebook jail and that sort of thing. I'm going to talk about that too. To avoid a lot of that, using a fan page to do the majority of your business is the best way to go. And marketing your fan page on other platforms is a great way to get them onto your fan page too. And you can do it from your profile page as well. Say, hey, you know what? I want to talk about Scentsy, but I don't want to clog my feed here. Jump on over to my fan page and you can get to know everything there firsthand or whatever. So that's the difference between the two. The 80-20 rule is pretty common. Like I said, it can be tweaked a little bit, meaning on your profile page, this is the one where you get friended, they say that you should do 80% personal and 20% business. On a fan page, it's the opposite. 20% personal or inspirational or something different than what you do for a business, and then the rest of it can be about your business. Now, I'm going to tell you what I feel. There's a difference between advertising and emotional marketing. I'm huge about this, okay? This is where, and this is the time, the millennials want to feel important. They want to feel loved, but they need to do it quick. So you want to make sure that you're not long-winded, that you aren't making, you know, these gigantic posts, that your pictures have too much wording on it and it's too wordy, but make it personal, okay? So the difference between advertising marketing versus emotional or experience marketing is actually pretty big. When you hear advertising or marketing, it makes me think of commercials on TV. This is the product, this is how it can be used, you need to go to your store and buy it, right? So it's kind of like a product positioning, or I forget how they call it, but emotional, sorry, I have something on my tongue. Emotional and experience marketing is based on your knowledge, your experience of using the product that we sell. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that you need to use our products. That means that you need to try them. That means that you need to use them in your own everyday life. If you expect customers to do it, then you better be doing it too, right? So, you know, take some pictures of you using a product and write about it. Instead of saying, okay, Stevie the Shark just came out. It's our newest buddy. He's $27. You can get him on my website. That's advertising. But if you show your son or daughter or grandson, like I would in my case, holding Stevie and having fun with Stevie or loving Stevie, and then put something up like, oh, my grandson absolutely loves the buddies, you should get one for yours or something like that. But having experience marketing and including you and your family or whoever's willing to do that is going to make a big difference. And the reason is because you're going to hit heartstrings. You're going to hit or resonate with somebody who might be experiencing the same type of thing. You know, if you're showing a lasagna pan and it's caked with sauce and all the cheese and all of that stuff, and you do the 5-minute test, which we use our kitchen soap and we let it soak, and then you empty it and most of it's already gone, that's a great marketing as experience marketing. I can tell you that anybody that's cooked lasagna is going to resonate with that because it always comes out a sticky, gunky mess when we're all done. And to know that this soap will clean it, they're going to want it. But it was because it was based on your experience. So when you're posting on Facebook or on your fan page, you want it to be more personal, more experience-based, more emotional-based, more of them feeling something when they see your post and not just advertising. Now, I know that a lot of people are saying, well, they make the marketing kit on the workstation. Yeah, I know they do. And that's kind of a way for us to utilize if we're not able to do something personal. It's kind of how I see it. To be very honest with you, very rarely do I use stock photos because to me, that's advertising. That's marketing, and there's no emotion attached to it. There's no experience attached to it. There's nothing attached to it other than the fact that it's positioning a product in the picture and you get to see what it looks like. So hopefully that makes sense, because I think that right now, especially, I know on our Facebook Party consultant group, it's something that we've been talking about quite a bit, and that's personalizing your own pictures, personalizing your own posts. You know, guys, if you don't say wahoo, don't say wahoo in text. I mean, it just doesn't, they're going to look at that and say, well, Edie's not going to say that. You know, she might say bum diggity because that's something I say all the time. So use your own personality in your posts, because when you're copying and pasting somebody else's, you probably are using a personality of somebody 7 people down because it got copied and copied and copied and copied. And I think sometimes it can be overdone. It's okay once in a while if you know that you're on a mission and you're needing to do something quick. It's I get it. Okay, we got busy lives. Sometimes we can't think through something. I get it. But if the majority of what you're doing is that, then there's no personality, there's no character, there's no emotion, there's no experience. And your customers, who are your friends and family and people who had bought from you before, or people potentially going to buy from you, you want them to see you. You don't want them to see me or my words. You don't want them to see Jill or her words, right? You want them to see you. So that's a big part as far as utilizing Facebook for business, because I just think that it's going on a lot. I think it's something that we've been doing because it was new, maybe. I don't know. You know, I think, and I could use the word lazy, but I'm not going to. I just think that it's, you know, we can do this. There's so many amazing, quick apps to create pictures and to put a little sentence. You don't want to write something big anyway, so there's not much thought into it. So take a few seconds. You know, it might take 2 minutes for you to create a gorgeous picture of you walking outside or whatever to make it yours. Okay. Also, the other way to utilize Facebook to grow your business or to potentially recruit is join groups that you have a common interest in. Okay. Fine. If you like gardening, I'm on live, honey. I'm teaching. You'll have to wait. If you like gardening, then find a group of people that like to talk about gardening. If you like doing Cricut stuff, right, or the Cameo thing, then find a group about that. And I'm going to tell you, do not go into that group and start advertising. Even experience marketing. None of that should be happening in there. All you're doing is creating relationships. Creating relationships. And at some point, when the time is right, they're going to come over to your page. They're going to see what you're doing. They're going to know you're a Scentsy consultant if you're using your page properly, right? And who knows, there could be an opportunity in that group where people say, hey, today's the day where we tell everybody what we do for a living. Well, there you go. You know, there might be an opportunity for you to share. So find groups. Do not poach in groups. And if you don't know what poaching means, that means that you go in there just to scavenge people, just to find people to book parties, just to find people to recruit. Don't do that. You know what? A lot of groups will kick you out anyway. The admin will just be like, get out. Okay? So don't do that. Use the tools that you have available. Don't abuse them. Use them. Don't abuse them. Okay? So as far as Facebook Live, which is a big part of what Facebook is allowing us to do now, which I absolutely adore. It can also be overdone. So make sure that you aren't live 24/7. Make sure that you're not live back to back. You know, unless there's a good reason for it and there's some kind of a training going on or whatever. But don't overuse Facebook Live because it's such a great tool that you don't want people to hate it. Okay. I'm going to show you what the screen looks like on my iPad. It might be backwards because I'm on an iPhone, but you'll get the gist of it. Okay, so can you see that or no? Okay, I'm in the Facebook app, and if I tap where I'm going to post, maybe, there we go. Come on. Okay, see on the bottom, there's a red head with a halo, 2 halos. That's the live streaming button. So there may not be text where you see it, but there could be if you click on the post like this. It will show up 2 different ways. Sometimes it's just the icon, and sometimes it says live video. So that's what you're going to hit to start the live streaming. And basically, as far as the steps go, they're pretty self-explanatory. You're going to put in a title like you would if you were posting something. And then you're going to hit go live, and it'll count you down, 3, 2, 1, and then you smile. And then you welcome everybody to your page or whatever you're doing. utilizing live streaming on Facebook can do a few things for you. One, it can really personalize who you are, because now they're actually putting a voice with a face, with a product, whatever it is that you are showcasing at that point. Maybe you're just chatting, I don't know. But it can be used in so many different ways. And right now, I will tell you that some parts of Canada have not had it rolled out yet, which I'm sorry about, but I know that there's some logistical things going on. And sometimes it may just be that you need to update your app, okay, if you're not seeing it. But there are some people who still have not gotten the app, and I'm really sorry. Hopefully they'll get it to you soon. But using it to showcase a product during like a Facebook party is brilliant, right? Why not do an entire Facebook party via live streaming? It would be almost identical to doing a home party. Now think about the opportunities, right? To be able to go into somebody's home, let's say they invite 6 or 7 people to come and sit with them, and you do live streaming where they can watch, and then maybe others that aren't available to watch can come in and watch. Maybe you create a group just for the guests of that party. Maybe you have a VIP group. You know, that's a great way to go in and showcase a new product that might be coming out, or you know, have some kind of an engagement video so that you can learn more about them, or they learn more about you, or you share your story, that kind of thing. There's just a lot of different ways that you can utilize live streaming. You can do it from your fan page. You can do it from your personal profile. You can do it from an event. You can do it from a group. There's a lot of different places and a lot of different ways that you can do live streaming. I would say that if you're going to utilize live streaming for, and now let's talk about the platform. So there's live streaming in Facebook. You've got live streaming through Periscope. You've got live streaming through Google Hangouts, which is what we're doing now. But there's video in almost every platform now. So that's what I call static. It's a static video. You pre-record it and it gets shown. But live streaming is coming. I'm seeing it come to a lot of platforms. I know that like Instagram just came out with Storyline, which is very similar to Snapchat. You know, Twitter's trying. I'm not sure what they're really accomplishing at this point. I don't really use Twitter a lot, other than my Periscope, because they're linked together. So live streaming, I mean, it's not difficult. Honestly, it's just some of you getting out of your comfort zone and actually pushing the button and going live and taking an opportunity. Now, this is something I said the other night, and it's still resonating with me. People are like, oh, I don't want to be on camera. I don't like the way my voice sounds. I don't like the way I look. People are looking at you every day. They hear you every day. What you're going to show on video is what they're used to. You just need to get over what you're hearing. And you're the only one that's going to have an issue with it. So as long as you get over it and understand that they're just seeing you the way they already see you, get on video. Do some live stuff. Best what? Best advice. I can't see the bottom of it. But it's true. You know, just do it, guys. I mean, if you went to reunion, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just jump in, right? Both feet. And because I'm telling you, once you do live streaming in any way, shape, or form, whether it's on Periscope or wherever, it's kind of addicting. And so that's why I'm saying you want to make sure that you are not overusing it. It's great. It's a great tool. But again, use it, don't abuse it, right? So what's the matter? Charlie wants to say hi. So I don't know if there's much more to tell about live streaming other than how to do it and to do it, because honestly, I mean, there's so many different ways that you could use it. I mean, just think about if you were standing in front of a person and you were having a conversation, that is what you're doing. I mean, look at what we're doing today. I'm having a conversation, it's one-sided, but in these live streamings, you actually can see the chat. You know, there's always a chat roll going on, and you can answer questions as they come up. it's pretty awesome. I do a lot of team meetings live on my group. I've done live parties. I go live on my Facebook profile when I want to show something that happened, whether it's a new product or a gift or what I'm doing or whatever. A lot of times on my team page, I'll do examples of what I'm doing, like if I'm making samples or if I'm making goodie bags or whatever the case may be, I'll go live. And it's just such a better way to communicate with people. And again, it's got kind of that instant gratification thing going on that people respond to it really well. So honestly, Wendy, I don't know that I have much more unless you have some questions that you are getting or that you want to ask.
I was actually just using my phone to pull up the questions that are being posted. One of them is, when posting, is it better to post something where the reader has to press the See More button, or to keep it short with only 3 to 4 lines?
I suppose it depends on the post and how engaging it is. If it's engaging enough for them to click See More, then they will. But if it's not engaging enough, they're just going to look at the first 3 lines anyway. So I think sometimes short and sweet is better, especially on mobile devices, because it kind of just shows up and they really don't have to do much other than just keep scrolling. I would say that it really depends on what you're talking about, but the majority of the time I'd say short and sweet. But if you're going to do it, make sure it's a very engaging post that they're going to want to hit See More.
Yes, yes. And another one is, how do you get your customers to react to your post on your fan page? I've made my post personals, done videos, and posted other things such as inspirational or personal posts as well. And I've posted on my profile page to direct people to my fan page as well, but I only get the same 1 to 2 people liking or interacting on there. What have you done to get the people to switch from, I'm assuming she's meaning switching from your profile to your fan page?
Right. A fan page can take a long time to build. I'll admit it. And one of the things is I've grown mine, for the most part, organically, meaning that I haven't done a lot of ads. You can do ads on Facebook pages. You know, I guess that's totally up to you. It's like anybody. If you want to do Google ads, you can do Google ads. But the way that I do it is cross-platform marketing. So I'll be on my personal page and I'll point them to my fan page. I'll be on YouTube and I'll point them to my fan page. I'll be on Instagram and I'll point them to my fan page. So if I feel like I need a boost of people coming in, then I'm going to go to all platforms and bring them in. Just like and this is one of the things that I always say. As long as your website address for your PWS is extremely visible on your fan page, then there's absolutely no reason why you can't advertise your fan page to get them to go to your website. Because once they're on your fan page, then you can direct them with posts or whatever. And again, engaging posts are much better received than something that they're just reading. You know, so inspiration posts are great, but if there's no interaction in between, then it kind of gets boring and people aren't going to come back. So when you're seeing no people watching or looking at your posts, it's because technically there's nobody coming over and liking it, so why should they show it in the feeds, right? So you need to make sure that you're interacting with people too, making sure that you cross-platform market. And I mean, it's harder to grow it organically, obviously, but when you do ads, you want to make sure that you're extremely targeted, because otherwise you're going to get people from all over the place that just don't matter. And I don't mean that the people don't matter, but they're not going to be able to buy from you. And if that's the purpose of your fan page, then it's doing you no good.
Yes, absolutely. And that is the only questions that I'm seeing posted so far. So we'll keep an eye on that. And I know that the whole paid for boosting your post, if you will, on Facebook has been a big issue lately in a couple of groups. I don't know if you've seen that too. No. I don't know much about that. I was just going to see if you knew anything about that. Some people are saying if you've boosted your post in the past that Google or Facebook. This is live. I'm going to mess it up. Facebook is making it so people aren't seeing these posts But I mean, in my experience, and this may be different from yours, is that if they are on your fan page, they're going to see your post. So there really isn't much use in boosting that post. That's been my experience.
I mean, my experience is if you're giving Facebook money, you can pretty much bet that they're going to show your post. So Jill might have more to add to that, but I mean, that's how I feel. My posts get seen. If I boost them, they get seen. I usually get 5,000-6,000 people that see it. So I don't know.
All right. I'm going to flip us over to Jill, and she can talk to us more about Instagram and Pinterest.
Wendy, I'm going to check out.
All right. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you being here with us tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And Jill, I think you're muted.
There we go. Can you guys hear me?
No, we can hear you.
Okay. I was chomping at the bit because I have been a social media strategist for 8 or 9 years now, and I feel like we could do one of these webinars. I feel like Scentsy is just starting to dabble in social media, and we're stuffing as much as we can into these reruns, which I think is awesome, but we could talk about just Facebook, just Instagram, just Pinterest, and maybe that's something that we should consider down the road. But, you know, I just want to touch on Facebook really quick. When it comes to fan pages, you know, there's a couple things. Unless you're, you know, when I have my fan page, I have almost, or going over 6,000 fans. I've built it organically, but Facebook has changed their algorithm over and over and over again. And fact of the matter is, if you're not consistent and you're not posting posts that people are going to engage with, they're going to be pushing your post down and pushing your post down and pushing your post down. And when you go to boost a post, some of you are just throwing $5 out here, throwing $5 out there, and you're hoping that your post gets seen, when fact of the matter is the post wasn't a very engaging post to begin with. So my first tidbit of information, all you guys, if you're going to boost a post, make sure that you're boosting posts that were already getting interaction. So check your insights at the top of the page and look at all of your posts that you posted, and it'll tell you what ones are doing well. And if you see a post that's doing really well, if it's a recruiting post or a new product that came out or an inspirational post or whatever the case may be, if it's doing really well and it's getting people to comment or like on that post, then boost it. But, you know, and if you guys are going to start throwing money, and really Facebook, you know, fan pages are not a happy place for direct sellers. And it's because Facebook wants us to pay to play, straight up. People that are doing Facebook campaigns and boosting posts are getting the most interaction. And because there's so many of us in one company and we're all posting the same stuff, and most of you are not creating unique content, and what I mean by that are graphics, pictures, like Edie was talking about your journey, then people aren't going to engage on that fan page. And it's why I really train my team and my clients to really get, you know, a group, a VIP group, and that's a whole other topic, so that you can engage with your best customers, your best hostesses, and you're going to get the most interaction on there. And that's a whole other topic. But please don't waste your money just throwing, just posting something that you copied from another group, or that Scentsy posted and 150,000 other people are posting the same thing, because you're going to waste your money and you're not going to get that interaction. But we'll jump to Instagram because it's kind of the same idea. And what I'm seeing, and when I did my talk on Instagram, it was basically Instagram 201. So these tips are with the idea that you already have an Instagram account. You kind of already get the gist of how it works. You have an idea of what it's about. And so these 10 things are kind of things that I see, or things that you guys can work on, and things that you need to remember when it comes to Instagram, because it's kind of the same idea, and it piggybacks on the fact that Edie said it. You've got to create your own unique content. The marketing that Scentsy has done with all of the unique images, it's really great, you know, and it's really good for someone that has no clue what they're doing starting out, because it gives you images. But those images are really even better if you know how to take those images off of the Scentsy website and put them into your own graphics and create your own graphics that nobody else has. Because what's happening is you guys are going into these groups, and yes, If you're not familiar with all this stuff yet, it's great that people are sharing their graphics and you take the graphic and you save it, or you guys are going through Instagram and you're screenshotting all of the pictures and then you post it. But what's happening, guys, is people are going through Instagram, and if they've seen that graphic 50 million times, they're not even stopping. They're not stopping. They're just scrolling through. When it comes to Instagram, this is a mobile app, and a mobile app that focuses on photographs. Beautiful, wonderful photographs. And what I want you guys to do tonight is go through Instagram in general. Lay in bed and go through Instagram and write down accounts that you stop on, that catch your eye. 90% of the time, it's not going to be, if you were not a Scentsy consultant, it wouldn't be a Scentsy consultant's Instagram, because you're like marketing flyer, marketing flyer, marketing flyer, marketing flyer, or pictures that have so much wording stuffed in them that you're not going to read all that. They are not looking at pictures where you guys have stuffed everything that has to do with joining into your picture. It's a bad idea. You're stopping on pictures that have beautiful, bright, colorful photos that have light on them, that have solid colored backgrounds, that are a beautiful picture. And I will tell you this, I've trained with some of the best, and most all pictures, almost all of them, are taken with just a regular old smartphone. There's hundreds of applications, there's tons of stuff, and two that you guys should all be using no matter what picture you post on Instagram is the brightness filter and the saturation filter. Those two filters are going to brighten up your pictures, and they're going to give them more color inside of this. And so people will say to me, you know, I have an Instagram account, but I don't have time to do all that. Here's the thing, guys. If you want to market your business online and you want to be found, Instagram is probably one of the best platforms to do this on. I have met so many people and gotten so much traffic from my Instagram account, and you don't have to do advertising. If you're using the right hashtags and you're familiarizing yourself with how this works, and you're really making a conscious effort to look at other accounts and say, why does that account look beautiful? Why am I going to that account and not just looking at, because Instagram is not just a picture by picture, it's the overall account. And each account needs to be laser focused. And when I say that, guys, I have 4 Instagram accounts, 4. And so the first thing that I want to tell you guys is yes, you should have a business account and a personal account, because if you want people to be attracted to your Scentsy business, they don't want to see your breakfast, they don't want to see your dogs, they don't want to see your vacation, 50 million pictures of your vacation. They're going to your account and they're going to stay on your account because of the value that you're providing. Now, a lot of you are going to argue with me and say, but I want to show them what my life is like. I want to show them a piece of me, which is great. You can drop little pieces of your personality in your Instagram account, but they're staying on your account for beautiful photos. And those beautiful photos should be surrounded by our Scentsy products, how we use them, our journey, and being very strategic with your pictures that you're taking. Now, what a lot of you are doing is snapping a photo and posting it instantly on Instagram. And when you look at your overall account, it's just a mishmash of stuff. It's not looking like it kind of flows together. If you guys go to my Scentsy account, and this is what I'm training my people to do, it's very strategic. Every picture kind of goes together. I've even gone to the extent where if I've looked at my overall account and I've scrolled through and the picture just doesn't look right, if it looks too jumbled of stuff, I've deleted it. So you can't just look at picture on picture. You need to look at the overall beauty of the Instagram account. And all of my pictures on my Wickless Jilly Sue Instagram account are strategic. Guys, I have an Instagram mentality. My mindset is always snapping pictures. I probably have 12,000 pictures on my phone and in my Dropbox. And so I'm always snapping pictures. So on my Instagram account, a particular picture that I'm taking right now might not go with the theme that I'm working on within my account, but I save it. And then I usually post 1 to 3 times a day. That's usually plenty for the Instagram feed. And I usually post when I wake up in the morning, and I post at night before I go to bed. And yes, the answer to this is yes. Do I go through my Instagram account and filter all my pictures and make sure they're bright and pretty and beautiful? Absolutely. Because that's how I have on a lot. I've grown my newest Scentsy account to almost 1,400 people in, I think, less than 4 months, guys. My biggest social media account has over 7,000 people, and every picture is strategic. So I have 4 accounts. I have a personal account, which it's just what I'm doing day to day. If someone wants to follow my day-to-day breakfast, my dogs, nothing really of value, but what Jilly Sue is doing every day, that's my personal account. My business account is strategic. It's all about Scentsy, what's going on in Scentsy, inspiration, motivation, entertainment. You know, maybe my cat's in a Scentsy box and I talk about, you know, whatever the case may be, but each post should give them value. It needs to be about, how can I bring my Scentsy fans and followers and customers value? Am I going to give them a tip? Am I going to provide them a trick, a strategy, something that they can use Scentsy for? Am I going to show them how one of our warmers can look in a certain room? Am I going to take a picture outside with a Scentsy bar up in the sky with a beautiful blue sky? Everything should be strategic. What a lot of you are doing is taking the same Facebook flyers and things that are on other people's Instagram accounts that are not right, screen capturing them, saving them, and reposting them on your account, and your accounts aren't making much sense and they're not beautiful. And Instagram is all about beautiful photos, not marketing flyers. So yes, I will suggest that you have a personal and a business account. Now, my next thing is if you don't really post much about your personal life, you don't need a personal account. You can put it all on one, but make sure that your business account is strategic and is providing value to your customers or your followers. And again, it should be laser focused with good content. And it can be, again, inspiration. Is it quotes? Is it motivation? Is it a description about something about leadership or something that other people will find useful? Is it entertainment? Videos, guys, we just listened to Edie talk about videos. Instagram does 1-minute videos in here. Do a whole minute video of how to clean out your warmer and make your warmers look beautiful again. Video, 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 video. I push this with my clients. I push it with my team. You will connect with so many more people online if you get over the fear of being on video and just do it and provide people with content. We said this before, the third one, every picture should be colorful and beautiful and bright. And it should be, you know, just a beautiful picture of colors in it. If you go through mine right now, my theme has been color blocking. So you'll see, like, I've strategically put all purple photos, all blue photos, all whatever. Some of the people that I'm working with have done circles and quotes. You know, so everything's strategic, and they've thought about what they're going to put on Instagram. And all of you are staying on their accounts because you're like, I wonder what she's going to post next. I wonder what the next picture she's going to do. And it's just not random pictures. Make your Instagram accounts beautiful, because that's what's going to keep people on your accounts. And you won't look like every other Scentsy or direct salesperson out there just putting marketing flyers. Marketing flyers do not work on Instagram. They don't. You will not be getting interaction on there. You won't be getting people commenting on there. They just don't work on Instagram. Skip marketing flyers. That was number 4. Number 5 is think of strategic ways to show your Scentsy journey. You know, if you can do pictures of you with your Scentsy sisters or you at an event, but it shouldn't be 25 pictures of you at convention, because people aren't going to stop and look at those. And again, it's not going to make your Instagram account beautiful. That's more for your fan page, your Facebook page, whatever the case may be. There's plenty of apps where you can kind of group them together or do a collage in one photo. But if you do 35 pictures of you at an event, people aren't even going to stop on it. It's about the beauty of your Instagram account. Bigger than even thinking about posting. And like I said, these topics we could talk about for hours and hours and hours. I have hundreds of tips to give people. But bigger than you guys just posting, a lot of you are like, oh, I have to post to Instagram today. Let me take a picture of that warmer, and yeah, that's good. And you're not thinking about what you're doing. But more importantly than even posting, if you guys want to build that relationship and get people to follow you on Instagram, then you need to spend 20 or 30 minutes a day going through everyone else's accounts and engaging and liking and commenting on other people's accounts. Because what I see a lot of Scentsy consultants doing, this is classic. You guys are going through and you're following 200 other Scentsy consultants, but are 200 other Scentsy consultants going to be buying from you? I go through I'm a lurker, and I check out to see what people are doing and the mistakes people are making. And when I go to a Scentsy consultant's Instagram account, they're following every other, they're following every other Scentsy consultant, every other superstar director, which is great. You should, but you need to reach out and connect with people who aren't selling Scentsy, because Scentsy consultants are going to be the only people seeing stuff in your feed. And so if you're only engaging with them, how do you expect to find new people that might not have never heard of Scentsy? You've got to spend time going to, mommy Instagram accounts, or people that you think might want to join your team or might want to buy from you. I spent a lot of time when our still frame warmer came out, and just engaging, not marketing, with other photographers, because who other is going to love our still frame warmer, right? And I didn't just go on there and say, hey, we have a still frame warmer you'd love. I started liking their pictures, and I said, beautiful pictures, that's gorgeous. Do you do pet pictures, or whatever the case may be? Then they come to my account, see what I do, and they happen to notice the still frame warmer. The biggest thing most people who join Scentsy do is they jump on these platforms and initially just say, hey, I noticed you're a photographer. We have a warmer that I know you'd love. They're going to be like, get off my account. It's the same thing across every platform. If you jump in someone's face and just push your card or push your business in their face, they're going to push you away faster than you can even blink an eye. So you need to spend time and make part of your systems not just posting on Instagram, but clicking on that little house in the corner and going through and liking people's pictures that aren't in the Scentsy family, talking to them, seeing what they do, commenting on their pictures, saying they have a beautiful picture, saying you love their account. That needs to be in the forefront of your Instagram strategy, because if you don't do that, you'll have a great relationship with every Scentsy consultant out there, but you won't be driving business on Instagram at all. And Instagram is one of my most favorite platforms ever since it came out. I love the ability to find people. And the way that you find people, guys, is using the right hashtags. You can put 30 in a post. It shouldn't be in your description section. It should be in the first comment down so that your description doesn't look spammy. And even though you can use 30 hashtags, right around 6 to 11 is the magic number, because if you put 30 hashtags in there, it just looks spammy. It doesn't look pretty. 6 to 11 is right around the magic number. And guys, ninja tip, if you use the hashtag Scentsy, the only people finding you are other Scentsy consultants, because we're the only ones searching for Scentsy. You want to find people that happen to stumble across your account and go, oh, what is this? What is this beautiful account? What is this beautiful quote? What is this beautiful picture of? And you'll see, like, I took a pineapple sorbet bar and I put it up to the blue sky and I snapped a picture and I brightened it and I made it look beautiful. And you can see all the interaction I got on that. I didn't ask people to buy. I just said, slay the day with pineapple sorbet. And people are like, what is pineapple sorbet? What is Scentsy? What is that? Because my pictures are pretty and they're drawing people in, and I'm not acting like a spammy Scentsy consultant trying to push my business. So, what does this mean? And Wendy asked me to touch on Pinterest, but I could talk about Instagram all day long because I think there's so much to talk about. But I just wanted to give you guys these. And some of you will say, well, I have a Scentsy Instagram, but I've mixed in, my doggy and my eggs and all this stuff in there. If it doesn't provide value and you're not putting something in the description, there was one point where I cleaned up my Instagram accounts and I sat on my couch at night and I went through and erased 600 pictures off my Instagram account to clean it up and make it laser focused. These are coming from these tips are coming from some of the best Instagram trainers and consultants out there. And I followed all of their strategies and tips, and that's how I've built four Instagram accounts that are doing really well. I have one that's my personal, one that's my Scentsy, one that's my social media, and one that's my motivational one. And people come back to them because they know what they're gonna get. They know they're gonna get girl boss motivation on one, Scentsy stuff on one with beautiful pictures and what I'm doing, and then my personal one, and then my social media one. It's not a bunch of mishmash. And I make sure when I'm looking at my accounts that it kind of flows. Everything kind of goes together. So you can get an idea of how I do this and look up Wickless Jilly Sue, and you'll see how my Instagram account kind of like looks different than everybody else's. And if you want to get people on there, you need to use hashtags that have to do with the picture. So that picture of the pineapple sorbet wax bar in the sky, my hashtags were you know, sunshine and pineapple sorbet and pineapple, and, you know, daily sun. I don't even know what they were, but all of the people that were searching for pineapple sorbet happened to fall on that picture, and they were like, pineapple sorbet, what is that wax thing she's holding? And then I got, you know, I'm getting hundreds of followers every single day because my pictures are unique to me. Does it take extra time and effort? Absolutely. But if you want to get business from using platforms like Instagram, instead of just being on a hamster wheel and saying, I post a picture, I don't get anyone. There's a reason you don't get people, and you need to, you know, you won't do it overnight. Baby steps if you love Instagram, but just slowly kind of look at other accounts that you like and write down why you like those accounts. Are they white backgrounds? Are they solid backgrounds? Are they bright? Are they inspirational? What do you like about 10 or so Instagram accounts, not Scentsy related? And then start being strategic about your pictures. Save your pictures on your phone and then have them scroll into a theme. Those are my biggest tips on Instagram. But like I said, we could do a webinar every week on a different platform because there's just, Scentsy's just starting to dabble in this, and there's just so much more. Same idea when it comes to Pinterest. You know, you really only need one Pinterest account, and the biggest things that I can tell you about Pinterest, most of my traffic to my website comes from my Pinterest account. I have over 14,000 followers. The biggest thing with Pinterest, guys, is to stay consistent. Something that I tell my team all the time that you guys need to realize is if you want your Pinterest page to keep going to the top of the feed, you need to be repinning people's stuff every single day. And then you need to be pinning your own unique content, unique pins, unique graphics, unique pictures, you know, 3 to 5 of them a day, because you want your stuff on there. Not marketing flyers, not other things that you've copied from other people, but flyers and things that are, or pictures that are unique to you. And your most important board should go at the top. But something that you guys will see time and time again on Pinterest pages, what the biggest mistake is someone will create a board, not a mistake, but it's not generating as much as you want it to. It's just a board that says Scentsy. And then what you've done is just pinned every marketing resource from the back up from the workstation, right? You've pinned all of that stuff, same as everybody else. Tell me one thing that separated you from everybody else. It's the same pins everybody else has seen. It's not any different. So one of my biggest tips is using those marketing resources that they have, but putting them within boards of rooms. You know, maybe you have a board called My Dream Office, and then you take some of the warmers and plugins and things that would look good in your dream office, so that people can get an idea of, if you want an all-white office, what warmers and what products of ours would look great in an all-white office, and put different things. It can be all together, but if you just have one board with all of our Scentsy products, it's no different than them looking at a catalog, and there's 150,000 of us doing the exact same thing. So maybe you have a beautiful blue living room, and it says, you know, blue living room decor, and you start pulling some of our products that would look good in a beautiful blue living room. Or My Dream Sunroom, and you put some of our products that would look good in a sunroom or an office, or a vintage kitchen. We have a beautiful line of vintage warmers coming out this winter, right? So maybe you create a board called My Vintage Kitchen, and you put all of our vintage warmers strategically in there, in between a vintage stove or a beautiful, you know, whatever. You guys get the idea, but they need to get an idea of how our products will look inside the home decor. Or maybe you create a board, which I've seen 50 million times, called My Perfect Laundry Room. This is the perfect opportunity to put your dream washer and dryer and your awesome laundry basket set up, and then whoop, lo and behold, is all of our laundry care. That makes more sense to people, where they're like, oh, if I'm gonna have my dream laundry room, then I have to have really good laundry care. And I don't know about you guys, but I think our packaging is gorgeous. So if you have a beautiful laundry room, doesn't our laundry care look beautiful at the top of those gorgeous shelves? So think out of the box when it comes to Pinterest. Create boards where people can envision what their home would look like if they had our products inside them. Because if you just have a board called Scentsy, and it just, you know, has a buddy and a warmer and a plug-in and a buddy and a warmer and a plug-in, they can't envision what that buddy or warmer would look like. Maybe you put kids only room, and you put our kids diffuser with a buddy, and then maybe a cool bunk bed or whatever. You guys get the gist of it. So you know, create boards where people can see how pieces of our catalog and pieces of our product would look, and then have it linked to your page, and then they can see, they can get an idea of, oh, that laundry care would look gorgeous in my new home I'm building because the packaging's beautiful. You've seen some of these pictures on Pinterest. When they see a beautiful washer and dryer and a beautiful laundry room and then gorgeous packaging of laundry care, they want it, and they're willing to pay a little bit more just because it looks better than a Tide bottle, right? I mean, I would put our laundry care in there just because the packaging is pretty. So you got to give them an idea. And when it comes to Pinterest, you've got to be consistent. I repin other people's content, about 15 to 25 pins a day. And I go through each of my boards, and then I pin about 3 to 5 of my own graphics that I do. And guys, we're living in a world where graphics are so easy to create on your own. Is there a little bit of a learning curve? Yes. But there's hundreds of resources out there and hundreds of apps on your phone. I'm on my phone more than my laptop. But things like Canva and PicMonkey and WordSwag, just a little bit of time spent learning how to use some of these apps can make your branding stand out. And your branding is what you do to separate yourself. Your personal branding is not the Scentsy logo. Your personal branding is what makes you stand out. So for me, it's my name. Everyone calls me Jilly Sue, or I have my dog in all my pictures, and that's how they remember me. So you need to do things that make people remember you. And I know there's going to be 50 million questions, but I have a social media community called Social Supergroup. You're all welcome to come in there. You can ask all of your questions, because I know there's just so much more that we could talk about, and maybe we can plan another social media night and do each platform, because I could have gone on and on about Facebook. We could do a whole one on Instagram. There's tons in there. But come jump on Social Supergroup over there, because I'm trying to help all direct sellers get the gist of getting your own look and your own uniqueness now, so that you guys can stand out. I could talk about this stuff all night long, so I hope I jammed packed as much as I could in here. But if you have questions, guys, shoot, and I'll see if I can answer as many as I can.
I'm going to check too while I've got you here. It looks like you may have popped out, but I think it's back. I've been kind of watching on the side here. If you will, Jill, if you don't mind posting a link to that group that you were just talking about, the Social Super Group, if you'll post that to the event, that would be super.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because right now I can't even think straight, because I've been sitting here just jotting notes so fast going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
There's so much to talk about. I mean, and it's just there's just so, I mean, it's too many platforms to shove in an hour, but at least we can help people get an idea of where they can get their questions answered.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you taking this hour with us. And I don't know about the rest of the world, but if you guys had a chance to pop over and check out her Instagram account, whoa, I'm sitting here going, okay, I need to redo mine just completely. So we're probably going to have more questions that pop up in the group. I'm not seeing any questions as of right now, but if we get questions, we can always answer them. So Jill, I thank you very much for being here tonight with us and helping us with this. Love the information. I thank EDM for being here 2 nights with us. I hope you guys have learned a little bit from these reruns. If you have questions, post them in the events page. Once we get all these videos back up, I'll post links so that you guys can go back and rewatch them and take notes and ask questions, and we'll try to answer them as we go. So thank you so much for joining us and tuning in, and have a good night. Thanks again, Jill. I appreciate it.
Bye, guys.